Hello, ladies and gentlemen. UTSA and Mizzou are facing off. The Roadrunners from just down the road in San Antonio, and the Mizzou Tigers, champions of their region. Starting up first here, they're gonna get offensive control here of the quaffle. Going to use a pretty basic setup here. Going to walk this ball up, and it looks like they're checking the quaffle. Is there a tear in it of some sort? They're going to inflate this quaffle. That's a little late to be having that conversation. That's kind of a pregame thing to be talking about. Texas State is sitting and waiting in the distance over there. On the far left-hand side, if you see them, they're wearing their maroon jerseys. They just got done getting a key win over Mizzou's biggest rival in Quidditch, Kansas. Mizzou on the attack, a throw over to the right-hand side. Found an opening for a second there, but it required a clean catch and pull, clean catch and toss. That did not happen. There was a bobble, a slight one, after that ball was caught. After that ball was touched underneath the mid hoop over there, and it allowed UTSA to get back into this one. Get that defensive stop to start off the game. That's always nice. Rotating around the left side of the perimeter over here. Waiting for a beat. Actually, looking for an opportunity. Mizzou missed their beat, actually hit their point chaser in the process, and a quick score. Oh, man. And a fall down on his back and a smile. Jonathan gets up and runs that one off. 10-0 in favor of UTSA here as Mizzou, a team that is highly touted because of its beater game and also some pretty dynamic keeper play up top. So clearing a pathway usually very conducive to some of the better scorers in the game of Quidditch, and it seems like Mizzou has a couple of those. A nice beat off the heel of a couple of players. Mizzou's going to have two chasers beat and then get back on defense. UTSA taking their time to get up the pitch, but the pressure coming from the beaters trying to corral and force Mizzou further back. Knowing the physical nature of the UTSA Roadrunners up front, UTSA in the Southwest more of a gatekeeping type team, and when I say that, they're a team that really not specializes, but they're kind of the bridge between your very good and elite level college teams. So they're a very interesting team to watch. They're a very good litmus test for a lot of talent across the country and across the state of Texas independently, because not only do they have the Quidditch strategy to get on point, but on top of that, they also have some pretty unique athletes that allow them to get out in transition, and on top of that, great conditioning so they can run for days. They are a team that pushes their opponent to the max. And a nice steal up front. It looks like it's only two chasers back. Can he finish up top? And a throw from the keeper zone, a lift of the calf on the tackle by number 11 from Mizzou. Not very well received by the UTSA Roadrunner. Could have taken that contact and gotten a little bit closer. Probably would have had a better shot at that one. Mizzou, of course, taking their time to work out the field. They're the team that feels like they have the beater matchup. So they're going to take their time and let their beaters go to work, especially when they're trying to fool somebody like they just did. A deceptive look at one beater and a throw at another on the far left hoop over there. But UTSA able to work that ball away because of their great chaser defense. And actually Mizzou picks off a pass intended to get back to UTSA, and a nice beat from UTSA up front to reset the offense and force Mizzou backwards. And now with a switch at the point chaser position, very similar to European-style Quidditch. When the point chaser goes down, the keeper comes off the line to take on the point defender. Point defender being the top defender defending the ball carrier for the opposing team. Usually the ball carrier, the most agile, the largest, the biggest, or the strongest, one of those things or a combination of them, as UTSA tries to fight for bludger control. A throw at the foot of one of the UTSA Roadrunners there to get a beat, and now a score off the small hoop. Mizzou is on the board. That's 10-10 in this matchup. Now on the run, looking left, fakes him off, trucks him over there. Looks like that might have been tripping for a second there, but it was not called, and I think Jonathan's hurt. That is usually not what you see from one of the best keepers in the Southwest out there, one of the most intense guys out there. He works hard in the gym so that it shows results on the field, and he is hurt badly. He needs some help, as he is grimacing in pain, and he will be hobbled over to the sideline. That is a rough sight to see after such a dynamic start to this matchup with a nice dunk on the mid-hoop. And it seems like that right leg is what's affecting him, so he's probably going to have to go to the medics. That's a big loss for UTSA out there. Mizzou making that contact up front. UTSA hosted one of the biggest tournaments in the Southwest, Alamo Cup, where they invite some of the best teams across the state of Texas and the Southwest in general to come and duke it out. Typically on UTSA's campus, but due to a recent rule that prevented community teams, essentially adults that are non-students, from attending that tournament, they moved it to a neutral location, I guess you could say. They moved it to another location that is not on UTSA's campus, and that allowed them to be able to come up with a way to get community teams back in the mix for Alamo Cup, and a great showing it was. Mizzou went to Kansas Cup, made quite a bit of noise as well. Mizzou, a quality college team to the point where they can beat certain community teams on any given day. And it's a great defense on their part as they not only forced a bad pass behind the hoops, but were there to swarm on that tackle after the pass was made. Beat up top, and it looks like Mizzou is going to actually get beat up top as well off the quaffle. Now on the run, it looks like UTSA is going to have a free shot at the hoops, and they will. A quick cut across the front face of the hoops over there, an effective finish nonetheless. It's 20-all in this one, a back-and-forth affair. Like I said, Mizzou slowing this down significantly, feeling like that favors them. But ironically enough, they turned the ball over quite a bit in this matchup so far. 3 up-top turnovers, especially based off of the beater play. So 3 turnovers near mid-pitch as opposed to deeper into the zone, behind the hoops, or near the hoops in any way, shape, or form, which is a little disappointing for Mizzou because you'd like to imagine. And now a tackle from UTSA, a spin away from that one, and a beat that's deflected, and looks like it's going to be a finish, and it is. Excellent teamwork on that one, drawing the defender and making that pass over off the right-hand side. Looks like Miguel Esparza is subbed into the game. He's team photographer for Team USA as they get ready for 2018's IQA World Cup in Florence, Italy. Now on the attack, looking behind the hoops, takes a sharp angle, misses the shot. That's a little disappointing. Taking that shot so far up, not giving your team a chance to even recover with the ferocity that he threw that one, threw it off pitch. Got the possession going in favor of Mizzou over here, who would love to be able to force those kind of shots on a regular basis, low percentage shots, way outside the zone, and then still be able to walk the ball up the pitch uncontested when they have to go get the ball. Coming around the right perimeter, beater gets past one, the uncovered beater over there for a second, drives in, a quick pass off the short side. It's going to take a tackle, and UTSA might be the team to come up with that, a shot off the small hoop. They're going to call that one good. It's 40-20 in favor of Mizzou. UTSA electing to slowly walk this one up as well, getting a bludger, 40-20 in favor of Mizzou. Beat up top on a chaser. See if he goes for the point chaser. He does. That's 2 down. See if he can force another ball down here in a second. One of the balls is down, and it's back in his possession. He's going to have to run off pitch, and guess what? Bludger control back to UTSA. One bludger's almost off pitch on the attack, and a shot made. And they're going to call it neck contact, it seems like, on Mizzou. A neck contact, which is a yellow card. And Miguel Esparza coming off of his broom there. He's the speaking captain for UTSA. Let's see if they call the goal good. Miguel Esparza, the speaking captain, being told to go back to his broom. The goal is going to be called good. UTSA is going to get the points to make it 40-30. There's no time to be served because the goal was scored and the penalty was called afterwards. UTSA, very nice approach to getting bludger control back, especially when it comes down to just doing simple things like beating the players directly in front of you and then getting to the more complex things like getting a beat on a beater who has a ball. That was a pretty nifty move there, forcing the throw on him and reacting to the miss very quickly. Sometimes beating isn't about the predictable things that are going to happen. It's about the unpredictable things. And scores 40-30. UTSA down to Mizzou. And that one hits off the face of the new keeper into the game. So, see if Mizzou can work some magic in terms of bludger control. A beat up top for Mizzou. They're going to have one beater down for UTSA. And now UTSA looking for an attack attempt on the bludgers. And it looks like they may have wrestled bludger control back. There's a bludger thrown. The beat is no good and a good finish. Cleared his arm out and was able to finish on that right hoop over there. It's 50-30 here right now. Hold on, there's a whistle being blown. It's either a conference about the score. It's either a conference about the score or the officials are talking. I think they're having a discussion as to where that bludger on the far right-hand side of the pitch over here where Mizzou is hanging out is supposed to go. There should not be a bludger turnover in this situation, it seems like. They're going to try and say that the bludger was thrown off pitch, but it's sitting right there, I guess. Play is about to restart. They're going to move a bludger that was originally kicked back. Oh, they're going to say he interacted with the bludger after he was beat. So the bludger's supposed to go in a nice kick beat up front for Mizzou. An excellent bait play, letting a player believe that they outrun you to the bludger and then kicking it right into their chest or their calf is the best place to do it because it'll bounce right back to you and they'll still be beat. Kick beat always just a tad bit embarrassing to have it happen to you, usually because the beater's done such a good job of deceiving you, so credit to them. A pass behind the hoops and a beat in time for the catch behind the hoops as well, which disrupts the offensive play for Mizzou. A quick sub coming. Jonathan Quattlebaum over here, number 24 for Mizzou, on their bench. Mizzou coming out the pitch over here. A good chunk of fans came to see them, no doubt about that. Now an attack for the beaters, triggers an attack for the chasers, and a fake out over there. Fakes the throw over to the small hoop over there, gets Miguel off of his base, and then finishes over the middle hoop. The Missouri Tigers significantly larger and more physical, while UTSA, the more agile and speedy team out there. But nonetheless, on the timing between the chasers and the beater play, they have been impeccable here today as Adam Becker is now out on the pitch. Becker ready to roll here. He is one of the deadliest beaters in the country right now. Miguel Esparza gets taken down behind half pitch, and they're going to call it tripping on that tackle, which is a little disappointing. To be honest with you, it looked like it was pretty clean, but he rolled it over his shoulder. It looked like it was a pretty clean tackle to me, but because Miguel rolled over the body of the defender, they're going to call tripping for it. But so they're going to be a man down on this offensive possession, which UTSA definitely needs. They haven't scored in almost 2.5 minutes in this game. Miguel Esparza and UTSA taking a huge blow as Jonathan went out early in this game. Oh, that's shoulder contact all the way around, and now a run. Oh, and a throw. Off pitch. Blew up a bunch of stuff over here by my friend Lynn Addison, my teammate for the Houston Cosmos. Threw her stuff all over the place. Tried to beat somebody off pitch. That's interesting. Moving around some players is what you're seeing right now. They're telling everybody to get back to where they originally were. Are they going to question the validity of this gold? And it may be the shoulder contact I mentioned before. And now 2 Missouri Tigers will be in. And it looks like 2 Missouri Tigers are going to be in the box. One is going to be in for shoulder contact. The other one going to be in for tripping. And now they'll send in number 11 for the Missouri Tigers. He's back into the game. They're going to call back contact on both of those plays, actually. So, because he went over the shoulder, tried to swing down at the ball, he actually slipped up and made contact with Miguel Esparza's shoulder, which is illegal in Quidditch. Back nearly to full power. UTSA needs to take advantage of the fact that Mizzou's down a man. They are not down a beater. They're going to have their point chaser beat out here in a second. And now they're rotating their defense up top, trying to regain bludgeon control. Mizzou's going to pave a way down the middle, and because of the size, they're able to finish relatively well at the front of the hoops there. That looks like 60-40? 70-40 Mizzou. 70-40 in favor of Mizzou, leading against UTSA. 70-40 in favor of Mizzou. And the penalty's been successfully killed on offense, and a goal has been scored. And bludgeon control remains with Mizzou. That is about as good as it gets coming off of a penalty. Beat up front. Throw as well, trying to work their way down here before they have to get to the tough part of fighting for a bludger. And now UTSA has one loose over here near the scorer's table. They're going to scoop one up off the hard boundary, and the quaffle thrown at the feet of a chaser is going to turn into a turnover. Miguel Esparza is going to get hit by his own bludger and a tackle, and that looked like it was back contact by the Missouri Tigers, although, yeah, they're going to call 100% back tackle. The arm was on the bag. He came from behind. It wasn't even on the front part of that. He just took him down to make sure that he wasn't going to score. 3:05. For UTSA is going to be headed to the box. That's the third card we've seen today. That is, yeah, I mean, there's really no explanation for that one. That was from behind, and even if it wasn't that, you could say leaving during your tackle, leaving for both of your feet. Cannot leave your feet to make a tackle, so you can't dive at a human being and try and tackle them down, and that may or may not have fallen into that category. We'll find out here in a second. By the way, score is 70-40. Hold on a second. Oh, this is very confusing. The quaffle's way back here, as if the chaser who got all the way towards the keeper zone and got tackled by number 305 was beat. I think that's what the call was, and they're gonna say it was reset, and Mizzou is gonna score almost immediately after a bad UTSA bludger throw up top. Usually when you see the bludger fly too high off the ground, it is not going to go, and it's not going to be a good one here, as it looks like one of the hoops has been dislodged and broken. So we're going to have to wait here a second until the repair of the hoop is ready to go, as the UTSA Roadrunners are cheering them on. Both of these teams looking really good in Swiss play so far. They'll be making it to day 2. There's no doubt about that. As Missouri reveling in the fact that they have a fan. Miguel Esparza going to talk to his bench over there, seeing if he can probably get a different lineup worked in here in just a second. Death Row Quidditch getting a win today. shocking a lot of people. A B team for Sam Houston State University. By the way, Sam's doing really well so far this season. So far in this Swiss play tournament, Miguel Esparza is going to run the perimeter, starting to finally use his best asset as a player. His speed is top tier. He got a deflection. Are they going to say Miguel was beat? They're going to say he was beat on that last play on his forearm, and it looks like number 33 is going to get not going to complete his tackle, and Miguel Esparza is about to sub out here in a second. Well, he may not be able to because of the keeper situation with Jonathan going down. As UTSA is back at it, trying to get this offense going. They have slowed down significantly. It seems like their ability to get within the keeper zone and still be able to maintain control has been severely diminished, losing a starter, in particular a starting keeper, back up top. Over in front of the hoops, and the contact made as soon as that quaffle slides in there, and Mizzou has possession, and they're on a run here. They're going to be on a run here in a second. I mean, Mizzou is just forcing UTSA to do something that they're not familiar with, and that's taking a lot of those long shots, and some of those decisions to try and get the ball really close to the hoops are not working out for them because there's no action being forced to put Mizzou in a bad spot. As Becker comes over to check the time. Becker from Mizzou comes over to the score table to check the time, and it looks like another score for Mizzou as they're ballooning this score. Running away with it here late into the night as the sun continues to set behind us here at U.S. Quidditch Cup 11 on pitch 1. It looks like, oh, just like that. Makes it look so simple. UTSA gets a quick score against Mizzou in transition, but in the process surrenders bludger control. Now all the starters about to return to the field of play. It's 100-50 here. Mizzou over UTSA. Mizzou has controlled much of this game, including bludger control, along with a couple of good defensive plays to go along with it. They have swarmed to the ball very well, especially those passes floated behind the hoops. Up top. 51. No throw just yet. Mizzou very meticulous about who they throw the bludger at, especially considering they have bludger control. They like to attack from behind and then initiate they like to initiate the chaos from behind and then attack from up front. There's a kick and a slide and no call so far. Looked like there was a tackle up top that could have been called for back contact, but they're going to say he spun into it, I believe is what the ruling is. By the way, snitch here is snitch Rob. So and Mizzou correcting the score, saying that UTSA has 5, and the scoreboard only says they have 4. Now they have 6. Nice move from behind the hoops there. Good read of the play, and, got to be careful with that, making sure that you only throw the quaffle back because it is a card according to the rule book. It's 100-60. It's almost in snitch range. Stelzer coming in for Mizzou to do some seeking. And now on the attack, Mizzou looking, and a nice beat on the calf of number 9. Yeah, he's beat up front and ran the perimeter, and now UTSA about to make this a snitch range game. If they can come up with a goal here, cut inside, 55, looking around the perimeter, trying to get away from the beaters, misses off the top of the hoop, coming from behind, cuts back in, looking again, off the left-hand side, got the wide-open backside look on that play. Excellent vision, especially with the beaters closing in on him from Mizzou. Great look, and it's 100-70. Miguel Esparza arguing something. Mizzou's getting, UTSA's getting the goal. I don't know what the conversation would be about. It's an interesting turn of events here. Miguel Esparza way off the bench, all the way out there on the field. And Mizzou joking, do we have to do overtime again? Jonathan Quattlebaum over here. Don't you have a game to ref? No. He says he gets every other game off. Isn't that nice? And Mizzou showing that they've got a plethora of chasers out there that can make something happen when it comes to offense. Not only are they stout up top, they're just naturally larger guys. And when it comes to playing UTSA man for man, pressure coming from UTSA, now trying to get up top, and a beater coming, and it might be a steal coming from UTSA right to the keeper. And guess what? They're trying to react to this one, cut the lead down to 20. An attack on the way. Beater trying to get away. A chaser trying to get away. Makes a pass out the right hoop to the mid hoop. Misses that one and misses the beat as well. It goes to the feet. Becker trying to run that one down. Looks behind him and a nice score. Oh, no, not a score. A shot off the butt as he was knocked down, and Mizzou is going to slide in there and cover that quaffle up. Man, did they turn that tempo up real quick defensively. UTSA trying to react immediately to get on that one and score. That's not the case. Now Mizzou on the attack, cutting inside. Looks like he's going to right into two Roadrunners, take the shot, and make that one off the mid-hoop. Which is a little disappointing. Went right through the teeth of the defense. No tackle being made. No bludgers for Mizzou. Now it's up to man-to-man play here. Now UTSA on the roll here. Behind the hoops they will go, and it was a perfect opportunity to score off the front of the hoops, and now Mizzou is going to get bailed out after a long pass behind the hoops. Does not allow one of their chasers to get back into the game. Does not allow their chaser to make a play on that ball. Some subs coming in for Mizzou. And the Seekers are released, by the way. That's why this game is slowed down significantly. They're going to have that scrum over there, and without any chasers to come, break it up, any beaters to come break up the chaser scrum, they're just going to sit there. So if any of the camera guys are focused on the chaser scrum, I wouldn't do that. There's nothing to see over there. Literally, they're not going to move. A nice snitch grab attempt, and it is going to be one, but there are two arms behind the Mizzou keeper. He had the snitch pretty much wrapped up like he was playing football there, and as he was going down, he was able to pull that one off. I'm glad that we have a camera completely focused on the scrum. They finally broke it up, and now they're on a run. Mizzou's trying to get this one out of snitch range. Let's see if UTSA can react properly. A beat, and now UTSA is going to force a miss, and they're going to try and react immediately. Oh, Mizzou's got a beater hanging out at mid-pitch as they've got as they got a seeker working hard, still on Broom, and let's see if the beaters can use this chance with the snitch on pitch play to regain bludger control. Miguel Esparza shakes off two tackles, gets driven backwards, but does not stop him from scoring off the middle hoop. New seeker coming into the game, trying to get Rob trying to catch Rob while he's distracted. He got caught doing that one time, and I don't think he's planning to let it happen again. UTSA trying to pull for the win. Now on the attack. UTSA, a stunning comeback in this one so far. Great hustle from them throughout the course of this game. Beater exchange up front. Mizzou on the attack, sliding from left to right, and a shot over the middle hoop. The height advantage for Mizzou coming into play here big time. Seekers being told to halt until the 3-2-1 is counted down on the snitch play because the snitch had to adjust his equipment in terms of the snitch shorts to make sure that they were square, so he had awareness of where his the snitch ball was. Now Miguel Esparza coming around the perimeter. He's going to get tackled and pop the ball free as Mizzou as he turned into a tackle behind the hoops. Good movement and good contact from the Mizzou Tigers, man. They have come here to lay the wood. UTSA making this one a close one. And this game taking on a very unique makeup in and of itself. It has its spurts and then definitely has its moments where it is crawled to a halt. And sometimes it's like a Ferrari going down a wide open freeway. Now an attack coming in on the beater. It looks like it was almost recovered by Mizzou. Instead, an arm is going to be hooked, which means that chaser can't advance forward. UTSA is fighting for the ball, and now a beat's going to come in, and now one chaser's down. The quaffle is recovered on the attack, and beat from behind. Mizzou is all over the place here. Recovered the quaffle twice over here on the close side of the pitch near the scorer's table. The Mizzou Tigers bringing the ball up the pitch, trying to give their seeker as much alone time with the snitch as possible. And when they slow down the offense, their beaters can focus more on seeker play as they've got a new seeker into the game as well. Trying to get that one arm cleared, and that's not going to work against Rob. He's now running from one side of the pitch to the other. New seeker into the game. Now swinging around. He's going to be knocked off, and they're going to say, no, it's not pulled. He is just down on the ground. UTSA is going to have their seeker beat. No score made so far. Beaters exchange throws, but only one seeker is beat. UTSA scores a goal on the